There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the nerdy news you need to know about. And guys, if I get anything wrong, I'm trusting you to keep me honest. So anything that I talk about, feel free to give me more information in the comments below. Or if you want to hear back from me, then you can go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, sign up to any kind of tier over there, message me, and I can reply to you in person. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Dave, you reply to comments in the threads all the time. You're always in your message section on YouTube. Why can't I just message you there? Well, alright. Hands on the table, truth be told, that's not actually me replying to any of the YouTube comments. That is a sophisticated AI that I've come up with. I tinker with these things in my spare time. It's kind of like Jarvis, but potentially could become evil and turn into a Skynet type AI and destroy the human race. But until I can get an actual assistant, then I'm just going to have to go with this. So it's a means to an end. But if you want to get a proper answer from me, go to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, throw a few shekels my way. Otherwise, the robots win. But guys, we've got a big day of news as always. In fact, we have about 11, that's what I put, 11 items on the news report, a baker's dozen, if you will. So let's not stand on ceremony, Mr. Wayne. Let's talk about our first story. And that is quite an exciting, fun one. Neca have announced a D&D line, Dungeons and Dragons, for anyone not in the know who might have had sex in high school. That is the tabletop role-playing game that everyone enjoyed playing as kids, except for me. I've tried so many times to get into Dungeons and Dragons, but the thing is, I have an attention span that can only be measured in nanoseconds. And then when you start throwing statistics and numbers at me, I just check out instantly. So I love the idea of the camaraderie of a group of friends getting together to play tabletop games. It was like kryptonite to me. Everything involved in it, besides the camaraderie, I just couldn't do. But a lot of people did, and they should be quite excited for these figures, based on a classic LJN Dungeons and Dragons toy line that came out way back in the 80s. And you can tell from the designs, these two that they've shown here look like 80s toys. They really do, but modified and jazzed up, zhuzhed up into a modern kind of style, and that looks so cool. So I'm not a big D&D guy, but just these look awesome. So if you're into your swords and sorcery, if you're a Mythic Legions type person maybe, then these would fit right at home there. And they're Neca, so you know that they're going to look awesome. This was a really surprising piece of news that I was happy to see. Even if I don't get them, I'm kind of down for the fact that we live in a world where they exist. And here's the technical details on these fellas. The WizKids shop has posted up pre-orders for 2 upcoming Dungeons & Dragons 7-inch scale figures from Neca Toys. The first 2 figures are Warduke and Grimsword. Grimsword? Yeah, I guess so. The figures are inspired by the iconic 80s toy line from LJN. The figures are priced at $36.74 each. They are scheduled to ship this year with an estimated release of the 4th quarter of 2021. Going back to good old DC McFarlane multiverse, we have more images of their upcoming 3 Jokers line, and these look so pretty. I mean, I've cashed out of the DC figures, but just each and every one of these makes me think like, oh gosh, well, maybe I could just have one. And then I tell myself, no, Dave, that's what you said before. You can never have just one. They're like pretzels. You just keep wanting more. And these pictures look wicked. These figures look wicked. Batman looks so beefy. He looks big and bulky and badass. Batgirl looks terrific. The Red Hood, that Red Hood costume, ever since they brought Jason Todd back as the Red Hood, they've never actually sort of screwed up that costume. They change it all the time. There are so many different variations and permutations of the Red Hood. I love that word, permutations. So rarely get to use it in a sentence. But it always looks cool. There's something about faceless masks with just eyes. Like, it just looks badass. And Jason Todd looks badass as the Red Hood. And then you've got the 3 Jokers, and they look phenomenal. They genuinely look like 3 different people, but it's all the Joker, and you can see how it's the clown, the criminal, and the other one, is it psychopath, maybe? I mean, in fairness, they're all psychopaths. But the quality of these look stunning. McFarlane are really upping their game. When I look back at my original McFarlane Batman figure, it's like, ugh. Well, actually, I can't look back on it anymore because I sold it. No, I didn't sell it. No one wanted it. It's now on my shelf of forgotten figures. Oh, I'm sorry, McFarlane Batman, but you're just not that good. But these look phenomenal. Let me tell you a little bit more about them. Pre-orders are now live for this wave of DC Multiverse 7-inch scale figures. Included in this assortment are Batman, Batgirl, Red Hood, the Joker the Clown, and the Joker the Criminal. The third Joker figure, based on the Killing Joke, is not available with these listings, and is likely to be a store exclusive. Wow, I didn't realize it was going to be a store exclusive until I literally sight read it just then, and that sucks. Oh, that really annoys me. Okay, you know what? Pause the news. Rant time. They're making the final piece of a set that you will want as a store exclusive. That's not cool. So you can buy the other two easily, but then your set will be incomplete if you can't get the store exclusive. That is going to be a scalper's paradise. We've been spending most our lives living in a scalper's paradise. Stop me if I'm wrong. If I was a scalper, that would be the first thing I would do. I would stake out the store the second they're on the shelf. Yoink! Yeah, I'll take these, please. Then when I go to pay for them, the cashier will be like, wow, you must really like the Joker. I'd be like, yeah, I do. That is so irritating. Don't make the final part of a set a store exclusive. It's not cool. It's not cool. I guess the real criminals are the toy manufacturers, am I right? For this next one, folks, I have to check. Are you wearing socks? Yeah, well, they're about to be blown off by Sideshow Collectibles because they make their living out of blowing our socks off and blowing our wallets and everything else. That was about to get crude. I'm glad that I stopped myself because I'm a better person than that. But Sideshow have released images of their Crow figure. Only a few weeks or days even after Mezco showed us their Mezcro figure. Mezcro, I just... top of my head, just genius. I'm so wasted on my own show. But Hot Toys, Sideshow, it looks beautiful. I don't know what else to tell you. Just go and look at the pictures. In fact, go over to toyark.com. That's where I get most of this information from. I still feel like I should plug them more, but I keep forgetting. But this is where the information comes from. I will link it in the description. That's the fairest thing to do. But yes, oh my goodness, this figure looks beautiful. Let me tell you some of the information. A new statue based on the Crow is now available for pre-order from Sideshow Collectibles. The Crow premium format figure stands at 22 inches tall on a fiery statue base. He is depicted with a shotgun and a crow on his shoulder. It's priced at $600 and is due out between August and October 2022. Whew, that's a spicy meatball. Yeah, actually, so it's not a figure as such, it's a statue, and statues are always more expensive, even though they're not as fun. Because you can't pose them. I don't get it, but a lot of people do. And if a lot of people do get this one, then Sideshow are going to make bank. Speaking of insanely expensive statues, oh my goodness. The Hugo and Poison statues. You can get the villains of Mad Gear on your shelf for a shocking amount of money, but these look like they could be worth it. Until I saw the price sticker, which I will get into later with the details, I was tempted. I saw Poison and I was like, ho 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 ho. Poison's like my favorite sort of Street Fighter, say Streets of Rage, Street Fighter. I was right the first time. Tried to stop myself from saying the right answer, but it's not Street Fighter technically, is it? It's Final Fight, I think. Either way, she's one of my favorite video game antagonists / protagonists. I just think I love the massively cheesecake design of her. So cool. And also, there's nothing wrong with some cheesecake. I'm just saying that now. I mean, if you see my girlfriend, she looks like she's drawn by Rob Liefeld. Yeah, I appreciate some cheesecake every now and then. But the character has such an interesting back sort of story and history because she's technically kind of a transgender character, but only because they made her in the game. And I think it was Nintendo said, we can't have our characters beating up women. So the Japanese creators just went, oh, that's okay, we'll just say she's a man. Which doesn't really work with like labels and definitions, but hey, I just love that little piece of trivia. So yes, Poison, the character with Hugo, both representing the Mad Gear stable of bad guys. That's a name that I just think is so cool. Mad Gear. Like, that's awesome. That's like, if you're ever in London and someone offers you some Mad Gear, probably turn it down. It's that's not someone you want to be doing business with. But still, these statues look incredible. Let me read you the info. You can order Hugo as a standalone statue release or a Mad Gear exclusive set featuring both Hugo and Poison. Hugo stands at 26.5 inches tall and Poison stands at 17 inches tall. Both are fully sculpted statues cast in polystone. The Street Fighter V Hugo statue is priced at $995. The Mad Gear exclusive set is priced at $1,495. They are due for release between September and November of 2022. And there you go. Yesterday, I mentioned how Star Wars Black Series were giving us a droids animated Boba Fett. And not only did I get the origin of that design wrong, but I also said it was on the wrong body. It's not on the 30th anniversary body. I don't know which body it's on, but they haven't stopped there. There's more. There's more good stuff. So we've got the 6-inch scale Black Series version of Boba Fett, but they are also doing the classic Kenner style 3.75-inch version as well. And they're sticking with the droids theme by doing C-3PO and R2-D2 in that same animated style. So if you like your Star Wars characters and your extra universe spin-offs, then this is gonna see you happy. See you happy. That's not even a sentence. Moving away from action figures now, the voice cast for the new Super Mario Bros. Animated movie has been announced, and it's interesting, I suppose. I'm not a big Hollywood person, so I don't recognize a lot of names, to be honest. In fairness, I'm like, have they been in It's Always Sunny or a Marvel movie? Then I don't know them. Oh, 2 of them have. Oh, well, there you go. So Chris Pratt is providing the voice of Mario, and I don't have any big feelings about this. I like Chris Pratt. I think a lot of people don't seem to like him. I think there is some sort of controversy around somewhere, but I can't keep up with these things. But I think it's cool to not like Chris Pratt. I enjoy seeing him on screen, so that's fine. I like his nuance. That works for me. And Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny is playing Luigi, I think. And he's just great. Although I can kind of see him as Luigi. He does have a very sort of high-pitched scattershot delivery, which I wouldn't have associated with Luigi. But then again, he is an actor. So he's not going to be the same person every time. He'll do whatever works for the character. Hopefully. Then again, why would you employ someone with a recognizable voice and tell them to sound differently? Yeah, that's true. In fairness, they should have just hired me. What is the movie actually going to look like? What is the style of animation? No idea, but it's got off to at least an A-list start as far as the cast are concerned. I'm showing the other names as well. I'm not discounting who they are, but I'm just not that familiar. But still, it shows that this is happening. I'm quite excited because, let's face it, Sonic was a real surprise. No one thought Sonic was going to be good. In fact, that's an amazing thing that a studio could turn around a movie that pretty much seemed like a poison chalice. So if they can do, well, not that particular studio, but if this Mario studio can do a good job with the Brooklyn Plumber, then I'll be there on opening night to see it. If you like your toys and figures a little bit more cuddly, then the Build-A-Bear Workshop has an exclusive Shang Chi Build-A-Bear figure. I actually said Shang Chi and not Shang Chi. Wow. Pat on the back there, Dave. You finally remembered. And hey, look, teddy bears are cute. And actually, I think, I'm thinking of various sort of like, this is a good kind of gateway thing for kids or people who like cute stuff, but they're not into Marvel. What's that? We'll get them a Marvel bear. Brilliant. So yeah, if you want to go over to Build-A-Bear, you can get yourself a Shang-Chi bear. Shang-Chi! Damn it! And finally, Nintendo have released a first look trailer for Bayonetta 3. And this for me is kind of exciting because I loved playing Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. I'm a big hack and slash kind of person. I can only play them on a very kind of like basic level. When it starts to get too complex with different strategies and combos, I'm not a combo person, but general hack and slash, so good. Throwing some rolling and dodging in there, parrying. Yeah, that's where my skill set is. By the way, currently loving playing through Miles Morales Spider-Man on the PS4. I would have liked to have played it on the PS5, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. Plus, I really can't afford a PS5. So, yeah, what was I saying? Bayonetta. Bayonetta looks great. The trailer looks like fun. It's more Bayonetta, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully we'll all be playing that one very soon. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the stories? Comment below, let me know. And guys, I'm going to go and do more of a feature kind of video tomorrow. So I'm going to go and do every Peter Parker Spider-Man Marvel Legend costume in chronological order. We've got so many Peter Parker Spider-Mans and so many different permutations. But where do they come from? What order do they go in? Which ones appear first? Well, tune into Model Behaviour's next video and you'll find out. And guys, in order to not miss that, you have to join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share and subscribe buttons. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. And if you want to go one step beyond, just like I was talking about at the start of the video, you can go over to patreon.com/display model behavior and become a savior of model behavior. Only took me a year and a half to come up with that term. And you can watch all of the various videos on there and just sleep better at night knowing that you're helping a man buy toys. You know, you're giving something back to the world. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm still working on it. Keep displaying model behavior.
Chill.